Welcome to Daddy Bits, your trade idea show hosted by yours truly, the Trading Daddies. I am your host, the Master Crayon Eater. And as always,
What's going on? Teflon John here.
Teflon John. It's football Sunday. I'm excited. It's football Sunday. We've been waiting months for this. I got my John Elway jersey going on. Supporting my orange and blue, knowing that they're not going to go anywhere this year. That's what a fan does. You ride them until the wheels fall off. That's why I'm still riding AMC until the wheels fall off. If you guys didn't watch the podcast that we recorded yesterday, oh my God, one of the funniest experiences we've ever had. Shout out to Jeff. Thank you for coming in. It was really funny. But how's your night, dude?
It was good. Last night's episode was an eye opener. Like me and my brother were completely opposite when it comes to investing.
That's why you guys are the best brothers on earth. You guys are the best brothers on earth. You guys, when they're together, it is one of the funnest experiences when the co-brothers are together. Those are the fun times. But today we're going to talk about some how do you say this? Some caution, right? I'm not a harbinger of death or anything like that, but I want you guys to be aware this week, right? We have multiple catalysts that are coming up. Spies are at certain highs that are above certain technical levels. Shout out to Dead Press for showing us, shouting it out on our Discord. And we have quadruple witching on Friday, so there's going to be a rebalancing. And we're going to talk about a stock that got rebalanced earlier than normally, right? The hedge funds are supposed to rebalance their books. And then we're going to talk about that, and that's kind of like a review from last week's stocks. But speaking of our Discord, make sure you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Academy, bustdowninvestments.com. Being prepared for anything the market gives us is key. And if you're not holding a cash position, then get ready for your portfolio's demolition. Bust Down Academy, bustdowninvestments.com.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Hey. 8 for a sleepy guy. 8 for a sleepy guy. I'll take that any day. And as always, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, give us a nice preemptive thumbs up, because if you guys gave us a thumbs down, John,
come on, go home.
A full-on daywalker. She's like, how do you say this? Like, you know how when you go to a gentleman's club and you go at like 11 a.m., well, you shouldn't be doing anyways. It's the B team.
It's the B team. They're just getting warmed up.
It's the B team. Yeah. That's the practice squad. Like
practice squad. The new recruits.
The rookies.
The bench warmers.
Yeah, your mom's kind of like not the rookie. She's like the G team. G for grandma. But anyways, hit that. Make sure you guys drop down in the comment section below the stocks you guys want us to cover. And with that being said, let's get to it after this banging intro. All right, no member gains because obviously it's a Sunday, but we'll get straight to it. Let's take a look at the first stock that we want to cover again, which is Affirm. Affirm had an amazing run.
Yeah.
Affirm has an amazing run. So there's this, before we get into the chart, there is quadruple witching that's happening on Friday. So John, can you explain to the people what quadruple witching means?
So quadruple witching, long story short, the hedge funds, institutionals, they pretty much rebalance their portfolio. They get rid of, majority of the losers, and then they buy winners. So there's more selling than buying, really. So every quadruple witching, what you notice is it happens every 3 months, first of all. And it's always the third week, normally third week of every quarter of every 3 months. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So there's one in March. There's supposed to be one at June, and then September, and then December. Yeah. And then it always falls on either like the 17th, 18th, or 19th day of the month. And then what you're going to notice is just observe, the past 4 quarters, there's always been a massive sell-off. So I wouldn't be surprised if, this Friday or Thursday, Friday, or even the entire week. I mean, it could happen for the entire week. There's going to be some sell-offs. And on top of that, keep an eye on, being September. It's obviously it's the weakest month of the year when it comes to the stock market. It's always been the worst performing month of the year. So just obviously, be cautious. At the same time, it could be a buying opportunity. It really depends on the stock that you're looking at. So me personally, I'm going to be doing a lot of shorts to take advantage of this move right here.
Yep. It's put season. Season for the month of September. And we're going to talk to you guys about stocks that we want to essentially short because, I mean, just be real. The stocks are overextended. So from a technical analysis point of view. So let's take a look at the first stock that we want to cover, which is Affirm. John, Affirm is about to come down.
I hope, because it won't. It's strong.
There's two gap ups, right? Two gap ups. There's one gap up, another gap up, right? We are. I mean, it pierced again the Bollinger Band, and conventional theory is that if a candlestick pierces above a Bollinger Band, the stock tends to go back and retreat within those bands. This is an opening of the band. What we really see sometimes here is an opening of the band, and then it kind of like tapers and like trades sideways until it gets really exhausted. So in this case like this, for Affirm, the initial pop that we saw right here was from the news that Amazon is going to use Affirm services in order to get in order to use their platform as a payment system, right? So amazingly bullish news, right? It pierced above the Bollinger Band. As you guys saw, it didn't really do anything else, and it traded sideways until it retreated back into the Bollinger Band, right? And then we saw this massive pump from earnings. Okay. The technicals are there. We are, however, at oversold. We might see some downward. We can't really predict that this is going to be a downward stock, but we can say at the very least that this is going to trade sideways until it gets tired. All right. So that's going to be the cautious sentiment for Affirm. John, how do you see this?
Looks like it looked like it's going to consolidate. If you look at the weekly chart, it's actually it's not overbought yet. It's getting there. So I feel like one more week, it's going to consolidate. I don't know. I don't think it will crash. I don't
think it's going to crash either. You're right. I do have that feeling that we're going to see this right here.
It'll consolidate. Yeah, it'll consolidate. I mean, because if you look at the weekly, it's a clean chart off the weekly. Plus, it hasn't even hit all-time highs because it hit all-time highs.
Oh, yeah.
When it IPO'd, and then it ran like a couple months later or something. And but yeah, I think this one has it's gonna consolidate and take a breather, and then who knows? I mean, it couldn't dip or.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, we just have to be really careful, right?
Yeah.
One thing that was being touted on our Discord was, shout out to Dead Prez again, because he did mention this. There's gonna be the rebalancing this Friday is gonna weigh heavily towards a positive sentiment for financial stocks. Right. So the banks have from a technical basis, the banks have been trying to get to levels that are positive. You have fintech stocks, although the tech part is part of it, right? You still have the Affirms of the world, the SoFis of the world, the Upstarts of the world, although those have seen massive gains, except for SoFi, which I'm still in. Those have seen some pretty solid gains. We could be seeing more of the traditional banks, JPM, right? Wells Fargo, sadly, Wells Fargo. and then all the other Goldman Sachs, right? Those stocks might be up for some nice positive gains towards the end of the year. So I think a lot of the rebalancing is going to focus on that. Shout out to Dead Press because he pointed that out. Anything else to add to Affirm? No. The next stock that we want to cover is Tesla. We saw a fat sell-off on Tesla, and I honestly think that Tesla was overreacted to. So Kathy Wood,
she's been trimming.
A report. So she's been trimming, right? So Kathy Wood has been selling some shares into Tesla. And the reason why is because the portfolio got a little too fat, right? She's taking profits. But the idea is she holds 10% of her portfolio in Tesla. 10% of actual monetary amount, right? Not like in terms of shares. That doesn't make sense. So she trimmed to 10% of her portfolio, and that's pretty much it. And if she sees that there's going to be a dip in Tesla, she's going to buy again to fill up that 10% of her portfolio. And that's just the way that ARK moves, right? So I think this was
I think that's how she structured her portfolio. Keep 10% Tesla and the rest, just random stocks.
Exactly. And I think that was a fat overreaction on Tesla for that daily, right? We're still seeing this uptrend, right? If we redraw this right there, we're still seeing this uptrend. We are testing the EMA 9. So again, we're going to be careful with this one. The MACD is curling down. We might see more overreaction to Tesla because people are like, oh man, it's time for me to get out of Tesla because everybody else is selling Tesla. Not fully understanding that Kathy only wants to keep 10% in her portfolio, and that's where she's currently at. It's not that Tesla's a bad stock. Tesla is still an unrealized company with more potential growth, but are we going to play the overreaction? Yeah, we're going to capitalize on the overreaction. If it's going to dump, why not? Why are we going to buy puts on it to ride the momentum down? Because we do that. That's what we do out here. That's what we do. We trade both ways. John, what's your take on this?
For this one right here, how I'm going to trade it since it broke the 9, I'm going to keep an eye on the 9 at 738-ish. If either it gets rejected there, then that's a possible short. If it bounces off of there, I wouldn't long because of the way it is for this week. But if it gets rejected there, I'm going to look at puts just in case.
You see the genius in Kathy, right? Look at this. Think about this. People say that she prematurely did it because quadruple witching is not upon us, but no, she got ahead of the game. So she got rid of the extra fat in her portfolio, right? And knowing that it might dip a lot, that's where she's going to grab that discount. But she secured profits at the top, right? That's what a trader does, securing profits at the top. And when this quadruple witching happens, there's going to be a lot more people selling off, right? And not fully understanding because they're going to get spooked into getting rid of the position. But we're going to ride it to a new low. Right? Not like a lower low, but we're going to ride it to a point where we're comfortable stopping the shorts and probably going long again because we still see Tesla at 1,000 by the end of the year. All right. The next stock that we want to cover is, God, you know what? I have a love-hate relationship with this stock. Love-hate. I took a bad haircut. I know I took a bad haircut on Netflix on Friday. I want revenge, John. Can you tell me? Can you please advise me? Not financial advice, but as a friend, because we do that. We talk to each other about stocks. But as a friend, can you advise me on how I get revenge on Netflix?
So for Netflix, let's pull up the weekly chart first. Check out the weekly chart because we are going to focus this week first of all, and the inverted hammer. Even though it's a green hammer, it's still that's still a week. Last week was kind of like a week for Netflix because that inverted hammer tells us that 615 was the highest that it topped on. But if you look at the RSI, we just touched slightly overbought levels. And for this one right here, if if you see a lower wick for this week, which I highly doubt because of the witching, this one is a possible short for me. What I want to see is you know, a lower high and a lower low for this one. And if you pull up the daily chart, now that we're done with the weekly is just telling us that, you know, 615's the top for now. The daily is even better because it tells us that last week was a gravestone doji. Okay. And you know, it really hit a top, and it's a lower high and a lower low, and that's what we need. So for this one right here, 590 is your first support. If that ever breaks, I'm going to take a starter on this one. If that ever breaks, you know, I'm looking into shorting this one pretty big because this one's due for a come down or a dip at least. So for this one right here, if you look at the RSI, RSI is super overbought, first of all, and the MACD is ready to come down. Look at it. Look at the blue line. It's exhausted and it's ready. Once it crosses that tan line on the come down, oh man, this is going to be a nice short.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful short. And we've been salivating over Netflix. I took it too early last week. I paid the price, but now I am ready to reload and get my revenge on Netflix, right? Maybe even maybe even take Netflix for an entire year subscription, John. You know what I'm saying? That is the plan there, right? But that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to add about these stocks, John?
No, we're good.
Nice. So make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, give us a nice thumbs up if you guys like this content, because John, if they give us a thumbs down, the G team, right? The G team. Drop down in the comment section below the stocks you guys want us to cover, right? And make sure you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Academy, bustdowninvestments.com. If you're new to trading, don't know where to start, or just want to join a community of active traders that have your best interest in mind, hit up our friends over at Bust Down Academy, bustdowninvestments.com. With that being said, let's get trading. And remember that the charts do not lie.
Yeah.